If it's a government school, the government will decide. And there are some schools that have two different syllabuses, so it can teach together. So a lesson plan is just the preparation, a well-planned preparation of what the learners will learn. Okay? So why do we do that? It is to ensure that learners receive quality education. Okay. It is also to think about what sort of activities you would do with your learners. So it's to think about the learning styles and can you say that actually I need to say that you would need to be aware of. So it will give you an idea of, okay, I've got different types of learners, which learners have got difficulties in a particular area, and how can I help them, okay? So it's more like an informative activity, more like a target setting goal activity, where you're setting your targets for that particular lesson. I've got 30 lessons are usually 35 minutes, double lesson is usually 17 minutes. Some with some places, with some schools, with some cities, with some crash nurseries, they would normally have 35 minutes to 45 minutes. Okay, so you should also be able to do it within a specified timetable. So some settings might have a timetable, some might not have. So you have to decide your own timetable. Okay, so you have to decide, when am I going to do reading? Do I do it on a Monday? Do I do it every day? When, particularly on each different day, what time or what period. Some schools will use periods, some schools just use the time. Okay, so the first lesson will be period 1, the second lesson will be period 2, 3, 4, like that. Then after break, they usually have maybe 4 periods before break, and then after break is 4 periods. It depends when the school ends. Some nurseries, some schools will end at 12, some end at 1, some end at 3. Okay? So it will also depend. And some schools will stipulate which subjects need to be taught. So when you're looking at reading, we're looking at it from an English subject, but a literacy subject. Okay? So it will indicate how many lessons you're supposed to do per week. Okay? And how many minutes or how many periods. Okay? So we're going to do a lesson. I'm going to draft you the lesson plan, show you on the board what sort of subtopics are included on the lesson plan. Did we do some skills on reading? Did we look at it? There are 40 I think. Did you look at when you're teaching reading, what sort of things you teach reading? Did we do that? Did we do that? Can you check on your notes? I think that's maybe, if we've not done it, I think maybe that's our first starting point. Have we done that? No, we haven't. Okay, so I think I'm going to start off with the skills, what you're supposed to do. What are you supposed to teach in reading? And then we do the lesson. I think it makes it better. Okay, so these are aspects, these are skills. Reading is a skill, although it is an information finding or content finding activity. It's a skill also. So it's a combination of two. And then it's also, there's a third element of it. You apply the skills that you have been taught to the reading. Okay, so these are the reading objectives. Okay, so these are the big skills that you're supposed to teach learners. You don't cover them all in one lesson. They're so broad, there's so many, they're 40. So what you do is, on your lesson objectives, these skills come under your lesson objective. So on your lesson objective, you have 2 or 3. These are aspects, these are areas I'm looking at in this lesson, in this reading lesson, in particular, to be specific with the reading lesson. Okay? So reading skills, reading sub skills. Okay. Maybe let's start off with the reading aids. Okay. When we are teaching reading aids, okay, what are we trying to establish? Okay, we are trying to get learners to appreciate different literature genres, or literary genres, okay? Appreciate different literature genres, okay? We talked about fiction and non-fiction, right? Yes. So we want them to know that, okay, there's science fiction, we've read science fiction, there's adventure, there's historical fiction, okay? So appreciate different literature genres, the different types of stories that are out there, okay? That's what you're also trying to get the learners to appreciate, okay? You're also trying to get the learners to be aware, okay? Aware of different authors writing style, okay? You're also trying to ensure that learners familiarize themselves with various language devices, okay? And figurative devices that are in any school, okay? When you're talking about literature, you're talking about non-fiction and fiction as well. So familiarize children. So you're trying to get children to familiarize with various language devices and figurative language, okay? You're trying to get learners to develop an interest in reading, just in actually taking a book and reading. Okay, so develop an interest in reading. So you have reading to appreciate different literature, to develop an interest in reading. You're also trying to promote their reading or encourage reading. Promote reading processes, okay? Correct reading processes. Right? Processes and stages, okay? They should know, okay? No reading processes and stages. I think no, okay? I think these are the main aims, okay? Why we're teaching reading? We want learners to know different authors, okay? We want learners to be exposed to the different types of writing skills, writing styles, because some authors write in different lines. Some authors might write first person, like I use I throughout school. Some will use you, like second person, some will use third person, okay? As if they're talking to someone else, as if they're not part of the person. So that's when you bring in different books that have got different authors' writing styles, you're actually exposing the learners to different ways that authors write. And then also the language then that is used, the figurative language, the diction, the choice of words, and then also developing an interest in just general reading. So develop an interest in reading in general, okay? And then also to know just reading processes and stages. And to explore. In fact, to promote, okay, let's start off with to promote early childhood development. All aspects. Development. Okay. What aspects? The physical development. Okay. Emotional and social development. Cognitive development. language development or literacy development, and language development. Okay. And then to develop also to develop critical thinking skills. Critical thinking skills and decision making skills. Okay. And then also you want to explore, they need to explore their own emotional response to the story. So reader's response. Different stories. Okay. And we're going to, I think it is appreciate. Sorry? 27. To develop critical thinking skills and decision making skills. Okay? To evaluate and to assess a story. Okay? And explore readers' response to different stories. For enjoyment, but that's appreciated. So for just enjoyment, okay? To enjoy different literature genres. Different folk tales, to enjoy different storytelling, stories. Fiction. Okay. Understood? Is there, are there any questions? No questions. If there are no questions, then let me move to the reading objectives. Okay? So these are your general aims. Okay? These cannot be covered in a lesson. This might be covered in, not even be covered in a term, but might be covered throughout the year or throughout the years, because reading is done right from ECD, primary school, high school, even to university level. Even after when you finish, I'm always reading. So reading is a lifelong skill. That develops with time, and also reading speed. Okay, but that would be another. I think it could be a sub. It can fall under reading. Can I rub this? And then we move on to the reading aims and reading objectives. So we've just said simply these are some of the aims which are to develop and to promote early childhood development, and take early childhood development towards physical development, emotional and social development, language development, and also to encourage the development of the reading process and stages, implement them, try them out, explore them, and also to enable learners to appreciate the different literature genres, and also to be able to look at be exposed to different types of language devices. Okay, language devices and figurative language. Okay, let's look at the reading objectives. So, what do you want to teach our learners in each lesson? Like 2 or 3 objectives. Not more than 4 and not more than 1. 1 is very difficult to access, okay? And before you, there's a statement that you need to write on your objectives. So by the end, reading, the code of reading, learning objectives. What do we want to learn as to achieve in this lesson? In terms of reading. So by the end of the lesson, the learners should be able to and then number. Okay, I'm going to give you a list of them, but in each lesson try to have 2 or 3. Okay, not more than that. Because it's only 35 minutes, it's only 70 minutes a lesson. So you can't cover all. You need to just choose 3. Okay, so name, maybe name, and you need to be specific. How many things do you want them to learn in that particular answer? So maybe name 3 characters in the story. Name 3 characters in a story page. Okay, that's during the lesson. Maybe you want them to list maybe 4 major characters. Okay, so on the first one, you are not asking them to separate the major and minor characters. So you might want to ask them to list 4 major characters. You might ask them to give 3 minor and major characters within the story. If they're older kids, maybe you want them to describe or differentiate. So differentiate could give differences, okay? Or compare and contrast, okay? Compare and contrast 2 major characters. So compare and contrast, that means you're looking at the differences and the similarities. Compare and contrast maybe 2 major characters in a story. Maybe you want them to describe the round characters in the story, round and linear characters in the story, or transformative characters. Those are the ones that change throughout the story. Okay. Describe the round and linear characters. Sometimes you call them simple characters. Okay, so we want them to explain or to identify. Okay, we want them to identify maybe 2 transformative characters, so the characters that change throughout the story. Identify 2 transformative characters. In the story. And then explain the main events in the story. Maybe you can say explain the main events in the story. That's not much. Okay. Or you can just say narrate 4 main plot timelines narrate 4 main plot timelines, okay? Or draw, you can ask them to draw a character map. So draw the character maps, okay, the characters in the story, so draw a character map. You can ask them to plot, I think narrate 4 main plot timelines. I think also plot, yeah, but ask them to plot plot diagram. Diagram. It's called a plot diagram. Okay. You can ask them to color. Okay. Color the main characters. Oh, color the main settings. Okay. The main settings in the story. So color the main settings in the story. Okay. And then, illustrate the sequence of the story, okay, or the sequence of the story. So it might be just from the beginning, the middle, and end. Predict the beginning of the story, or the ending of the story, or the middle, or all of it. It depends if you have enough time to do all of it, or you can just look at 1 or 2 aspects of it. Predict the beginning, middle, or ending of the story. I'm not supposed to be having my back. I don't even want that back towards you, but yeah. I'm just writing so that if you can't do that, at least you can write what I'm saying. And then the beginning, middle, ending of the story. Also able to discuss the story title, book title. Okay. You will talk about debate or debate about significant aspects in the author's life. Debate about significant debates or significant debate about significant debate about significant aspects or background. Let's say background. Of the author. To interview maybe to interview a person who has similar experience related to the story. Okay. Retell the story. Okay. Retell the story. Read fluently. Reading itself is an objective, so read fluently. read fluently, to be able to pronounce words properly. Vary your voice, so read. That's, I think, fluently. Then you look at what is it that you want them to know. Okay, do you want them to read? Do you want them to concentrate on the tone, the intonation? What is it that you are with articulation? So the articulation will come under pronouncing the words properly. And then also read silently. Okay, you can just have a lesson where you're teaching them how to read silently. You can also, within the lesson, you can have both where you're reading loud, so read aloud. Okay. Spell words. Can I have the ones at the top? Can I have these ones? Can I have right up to the bottom? No. What was the other one that I said? Spell words correctly. Spell words correctly from a given story. And then give definitions, so define words, define meanings of words in a story. The other one, there's something. Summarize the story. The story. Maybe in not more than 50 words, 100 words, maybe 50 words, 100 words, even 6 words. You can ask them to summarize. And then answer questions, answer comprehension questions. That's written. Okay. So write answers. Write answers to given questions. Okay. So we've talked to, okay, listen attentively when the story is being read. To listen attentively. The story being read. To follow instructions. Follow instructions to a story given. Follow instructions to a story given. Listen attentively to a story being read. Also, we did look at sequencing, matching, ordering events in the story. Ordering events in a story, in a given story. Remember a story. Recall a given story. Recall events in a given story. Events in a story. And then it should cover the listening, the writing, which we have done, the speaking, which I've indicated, the reading itself, in fair, higher order skills, in fair, and then also in fair, that's like this, so in fair information given. Okay. Scan for specific information. Scan for specific information from a given story. Scan for specific information from a given story. Skim through a story, okay, to get general gist of the story, to a general idea of the story, gist idea of the story. To read intensively and extensively, so you should read intensively. Now go into read intensively and also to read extensively the story. Okay, I think let's stop there. Unless if there are other questions. To use the library, because it also includes the library. To use the library. Okay. So use the library. Okay. To use the library effectively. Use the library effectively. The other one, maybe to explore characters. Or to role play, we forgot. Role play, perform, role play. To role play a story. To perform a story. To write a story. Okay? Write a story. Okay? So, role play a story, perform a story, write a story. Yeah. Okay. Is there another one? Does anyone have any other suggestions? Do you have any other suggestions? Any suggestion of any other that we can add? Okay. So what you simply do, in your actual lesson, you decide which one you're going to have. So you can say, okay, in this particular lesson, I'm going to teach Lana how to scan for specific information. For specific information, the characters, the plot, themes, oh, we forgot about the themes. To give themes, that's a quote, that's 41. Explain themes. Explain themes, okay? And then the other, give their own opinion of the story. This one you should never, not ever not give their own opinion of the story, what their views on the story is about. Okay, so they should express their feelings, express their own opinion. I think we say express their opinion. Okay, understood. So express their opinion about the story. I think we've covered most of them. So, as I was explaining before, so you can select maybe two objectives or three. So, for example, you want to scan specific information, just to find the specific information, dates, places, times, and stuff. And then maybe you want them to listen attentively to a story, then you might choose that. Then when they listen to the story, you're then going to ask them to scan for specific information, and then maybe ask them then to maybe follow instructions to a story given or summarize the story. Okay? So you're picking randomly which ones you want to do. Okay? Until at the end, all the 40 have been done throughout the year or the term. Okay? I think the goal is if there are 40, you do reading lessons once a week, or you alternate it. The best is to do it on a weekly basis. So you do maybe listening comprehension where they know where they're just listening and verbally answering the questions, or they can listen and then they have to do written questions. Okay? Or it can be just written work. So usually reading is done specifically when you say you're going to do reading, it should be once a week. It should be done once a week, or alternatively, you're alternating it, or fortnightly, alternatively, you are swapping it. So this week, you're not doing it, or you're doing it. You're doing it, but you are not focusing on the written part. You're trying to teach the process of how to do it. Then the following week is they are practicing the elements or the aspects that you have taught previously, in the previous one. Is it clear? So what I'm simply saying is that you cannot give work that you have not taught. You need to teach first. Okay? You need to teach first, and then also then get them to then practice that. So you guide them, you offer them guidelines, you give guidance on how it should be done before they're doing the work. You teach the process of how to do it, how to answer questions, how to read fluently, how to write comprehension answers, and also how to then role play, perform these roles. Okay? Understood? Yes. Any questions? Okay. So I just want to give me the review of what we've done. We've looked at reading objectives. We've looked at different reading objectives. What time did I come in? What time did I come in? What time? Were you able to note what time I came in? 8:30. 30 minutes late. So we just looked at learning objectives. We've just said there are quite a number of learning objectives. There are more than 40. They can even extend to at least around 50. Yes. And some of them are just to list the characters, compare and contrast characters, identify minor and major characters, be able to explain the different settings in the story, to explain the main events in the story, to summarize the story, and to also be able to scan the specific information, to read intensively, read widely, you can also put that, read fluently. Okay, so when you're doing your objectives, don't forget that reading is part of the process, so reading has to be included. And I think on one of your objectives, or two of your objectives, reading must be there. Okay, reading fluently, reading silently, reading loudly, reading fluently, reading in itself should be there. It should be one of the learning objectives. Okay. Any questions? Are there any questions? So let's move on to the lesson plan. Okay. So let's do the lesson plan. Because in the mid-semester, you're writing on the 5th or the 6th of March. I think one of the questions asks you to look at a lesson plan. To write out a lesson plan. It also looks at a question that I ask you to look at the resources for reading. Have we done resources for reading? Have you done resources for reading? Have we done the identification or description or explanation of the resources that are used in reading? Have you done that particular section? No. Let's look at that and then I'll do the lesson plan. Then I think we'll be done in preparation for the mid-semester exam, which is I think on the 4th or the 5th of March, 6th of March. Yes. These are the country. And then the course outlines, I can give you the course outlines, right? I gave the other group the course outlines. I think you're still printing them out of the office, the reception. I'll check. Maybe at the end of the lecture, what you can simply do is ask the receptionist whether they printed them out, or ask subject, I think. And then you give them off from him. Let's look at resources. Resources and materials. Resources and materials in reading, used in reading. They're broken down into a number of categories. Okay. We'll do it in the form of a table. So that is easier for you guys to understand. I think the markers are finished. Can you quickly go and get one for me too? And then ask for the printouts of the course outline. Thank you. Has everybody signed the attendance sheet? Yes. Okay, let me just explain that the different categories of resources and materials. You've got visual aids. Maybe let me track back a bit. Resources and materials, the reason why you do resources and materials, it is so that we're able to cater for the different learning styles. Like we have different learners, there are different learners who learn in different manners, in different ways. There are learners that learn visually, eyesight, the use of eyesight, pictures, photographs, videos, video clips. TV, okay? Then we have learners that are auditory, they learn from listening. So it might be listening to the teacher's voice, listening to the learners, listening to each other as learners, or they might be listening to a TV talk show, or actually be listening to a documentary on the telly, like on the television. So it might be they're seeing the documentary, they're also then watching it. So they're watching the video as well as listening to it. So there's sometimes some visual aids, they enter and link, they overlap, okay, they're similar in other sections in other categories. So our resources and materials are based on the type of learners that we have. But I think when we try and look at the historical background of how these resources and materials came, I think it was the resources and materials that came first, and then the study on that is for different types of learners came later on. So the different learning styles are based on the resource materials. There was no classification of these resource materials before. It was just, these are the resource materials that you use. But it's quite easy if you classify them, if you categorize them, if you group them, then you just ensure that in every lesson, at least there's a visual aid, there's an auditory aid, there's a kinesthetic aid. The kinesthetic aid is the practical of it. Okay, so for example, you might bring in a recipe of how to make fruit salads, and then you might bring in the salads, and then they actually do it. If it's a fruit salad, you bring in the apples, the fruits, the bananas, they cut, and then they write the recipe out. Okay, you read the recipe out, then they do the action, or how to play a board game, or how to maybe set up an email, or how to do something, or how to plant seeds, okay, or how to weed out weeds from a garden, or how to plant a certain type of crop, okay? You can do that, even reading labels, okay? So we said classification of our raw materials, our resources and materials are classified in this way. We have visual aids, that's one. We have auditory aids, that's two. We have kinesthetic aids, that's three. Okay. We then have printed formats, printed format aids. Okay. We have technological aids. Technological aids, okay? And then we have visual aids, auditory aids, kinesthetic aids, printed format aids, technological aids. And then we have like artifacts, objects. Okay. Now let's look at examples.
6 is what?
Artifacts. Old materials. Okay. Old, like artifacts, historical materials. Okay, materials that are found old and a long time ago, like bows, arrows, shields. Okay.
And the museum.
Yes, in the museum. Or just in old places, dug up places, like clay pots and stuff. Okay. Or an object, like for example, if you're doing water, okay, you studying water. You might bring a bucket of water and then look at water in its liquid form. So you might bring water in its liquid form, You might bring it in its solid state, solid size. You might bring it as gas in the form of boiling it and doing the simple gas. Okay. So maybe you're reading about an experiment or reading with different types of water or different types of sources of water. You might bring a picture or a photograph of water from a tap, water from a bowl, water from a river, water from a dam, water from different sources. Okay? Understand? Okay, so we have photographs. We have pictures. We have video clips. We have TV. We have charts. We have the board itself, the chalkboard, whiteboard, any other that you can think of. Even this one. Or computer talks, laptops. Okay. Worksheets, we can also fall under this. Auditory, the teacher's room. Learners' voices. Okay. Tape recorders. Audio tapes. Audio tapes. I think audio tapes and tape recorders, I think they're almost the same. Radio. Radio. TV. Okay. Anything else that you might be missing? Anything else that you might add to this? Anesthetics, drama, role play, drama, theater, okay. Demonstrations, demonstrating how to do something, okay? How to cook, how to paint, how to draw. Even drawing here, but we look at the activities here, okay? Printed format is things that are found on paper. If they're found on paper written, okay, so newspapers, magazines, reports, worksheets, textbooks, learners' textbooks, and teachers' textbooks. Storybooks, exercise books, do you have any other examples? Technical aids, it's anything to do with communication, okay? So cameras, phones, tablets, computers, laptops. I think this computers and laptops is a classification of just an illustration of desktop and a laptop. Okay, So desktop, laptop, desktop, you know that it's like that. You put it on the desk. Laptop, you're carrying it, it's in your bag. Okay. And then radio as well, which is for sound waves. TV as well. Okay. Okay. Anything else? Objects and artifacts, bows and arrows, it now depends with your story. Could be clothes, okay? It could be modeling things, okay? Constructing something, okay? It could be collage, but collage is also collage visual. You know, when you do a storyline, pictures, like you can ask them to talk about themselves, put a collage based on themselves, so they can put a photo of themselves when they were 8 or during their birthday, or their parents, or their pet, maybe put a picture of the animal that they like. Okay, like a storyboard. We call them storyboards. Picture boards, storyboards. Okay. Clothes, items, cutlery, household, could be household goods, tools, garden tools you can bring in. Okay. Is it clear? Yes. Toys also. Puppets, puppetry, okay, storytelling, okay, puppetry, okay. Calendars, you forgot, print also, calendars, bookmarkers, timetables. Any? I think those are it, right? I think we've summed up most of them. We've summarized most of them. So you've understood resources are additional items that you bring into class that you use, that the teacher can use to help to facilitate learning, to ensure that learning is done, or you can bring in the resources for the learners to do. It can be part of an instruction, or it can be part of an activity to actually help learners to understand a topic, a concept, to understand the story, okay? So you can use it in two ways, or it can be used by the teacher and the learners, or by the learners themselves, okay? So let's look at a lesson plan, layout of a lesson plan. Please write this template because I'll be marking the specific templates, the specific.
So, on the resources and materials is needing. It's like your question would be in the essay form or?
They're all mid-semester and end of exam. They're all essays. They're out of 20 marks. So you need to put 5 marks, 5 points each for each topic. So each question that you ask, the base is to indicate 5 points. Okay. So 5 points. Then what you simply do in the essay, you identify the points in the introduction that you're going to look at. Then in each paragraph, there should be a point for each paragraph. Okay? There should be a point for each paragraph. And within that paragraph, it's called a box plan. So a box plan type of essay that I would like you to do. Yes, I would like you to do that within each paragraph. So each paragraph should have its own point. So in each point, there should be 1 point in each paragraph. So for example, if the question was asked, identify the resources and materials used in reading, you would say in your introduction there are a number of resources and materials used in reading. But however, in this particular essay, I am going to look at only 5, and then indicate which ones I'm going to look at, because they are broad, that you can't cover them in one essay. So I'm going to look at visual aids. I'm also going to look at auditory aids and kinesthetic aids, printed format, and technological aids. Okay. And then the next paragraph would be to look at visual aids. Okay. And you write the essay according to the first point that is started.
Yes.
Okay. So you sequence it according to the topic that is according to the points that you have started. Okay.
Yeah.
So you would say visual aids. So you would say visual aids is an example of a resource material. Visual aid is aids that you use, visual that you use that are seen by others, okay, in the form of photographs, pictures, video clips, charts, okay? And then you can then look at what other authors, what other writers say about visual aids, okay? So we've got also visual aids that have to do with special needs, braille, sign language, okay? Then you can mention those. And then you might look at the advantages of visual aids, okay? So you're writing maybe 2 or 3 things, 2 different ways of looking at it from different angles, and then your own opinion, and then the summary of that book in that particular paragraph. You don't mix points in paragraphs. Understood? Okay, and then you move on to auditory aids. Okay, then you would say auditory aids, and it's the teacher's voice, the learner's voice. The teacher can bring in questions and ask and offer explanations. Okay, and also can use tape recorders, radio and TV, and then give examples of an activity that can be done using a radio. Then you can then move on. That's the next paragraph. Kinesthetic aids. These are practical that involve the learners. Okay, practical demonstration that involves the learners, such as role play, demonstrations, all that, and then you explain what are demonstrations, what do you mean by role play? Okay. It's a play, so you're asking them to do the play, maybe have costumes, and we do the play, you demonstrate it, and give them a storyline, explain it, and they do. Printed format is just in print, they're printed out, typed out, written on paper, newspapers and magazines. Okay. And then you give examples, and then you explain what sort of activity you could do. Let's do the lesson plan, and then I think that should be it for what I planned to do for the lecture. Any questions before we move on to the lesson plan? We said resource materials are classified into 6 sections. We've got visual aids, kinesthetic aids, auditory aids, printed format, printed out aids, technological aids, as well as artifacts, items, objects that you can bring in class to explain your topic. Okay. Or to explain the story, or to help develop the story further. Okay. Let's move on to the lesson plan. Okay. You need to write the word lesson plan. We forgot to mention it's a reading module. Reading preschool module. Course module. So write the word lesson plan. The English, and then I'm going to educate what am I going to be looking at when I'm marking for this particular section. Okay. So you write the word lesson plan, you need to write the name of the teacher, so you need to write the sections. So the name of teacher, name of school, subject, topic, sometimes it will be subtopic, okay? Date of the lesson, classroom, number, maybe some lessons are done in different classes, the age of the learners, age of children, or you can, age of children, or you can, if you're now in primary school, the grade or standard, okay, and then number of children in the lesson, number of children, maybe it might be 35, maybe it might be 160, okay? So name of teacher, okay, Miss Mundira. Miss Irish Mundira, we might have two Mundiras at your school. I quoted my sister before. And maybe changed my sister before. So yes, okay, Miss Irish Mundira. Name of school, so it might be Springville or Springbok. Springbok. School. Okay. Subject, it's literacy, because literacy, if it's ECD, primary school, it's English. Okay. Topic, we're looking at reading. But what's our subtopic? Okay. Maybe you're looking at characterization, or maybe you're looking at settings or plot, okay? Yeah, plot and characterization, okay? So, or you might leave this one out, okay? Yes. So characterization and plot. Okay, date, what's the date today? 21. Classroom maybe might be L4, okay? Number of age of children, if you are teaching ECG, learners maybe like 3 to 5 year olds, or if it's primary school, it might be standard 1 or standard 2. Bear in mind that ECD, you are able to teach like up to standard 3, okay? Standard 1, standard 2, standard 3, but up to standard. Number of children, 35. Sometimes you might find there might be 200 in a class. So you indicate the number of students that you have in that particular class or that particular lesson. Is it clear? Yes. Okay, and then you need to write your learning aims. Learning aims. So the learning aims are taken from the curriculum, from the syllabus, from the curriculum, okay? Those are the ones that I talked about, showing appreciation, exploring, awareness, okay? So learning objectives, learners to appreciate different, and authors' writing style, maybe learners to develop a love for reading, to develop an appreciation for reading, or to develop an interest in reading, learners to develop an interest in reading. Okay, in reading a story, that's fine. Even if it's one, it's fine. Then we move on to the learning objectives. And then we did say the learning objectives is the statement that comes with it that you are supposed to include. So by the end of the lesson, learners or students, okay, by the end of the lesson, learners, choose whichever you want. At the end of the lesson, learners, students should be able to. Okay, you select 1, 2, 3 objectives only. Okay, so we did say, for example, I gave you a whole list of objectives, okay? You can mention, like we're looking at authors writing stuff, so maybe learn us to identify maybe the rhymes in a story, okay? Maybe learn us to be able to give, okay? To read, okay? To read for enjoyment. You're not maybe asking, you're going to ask you questions. To read for enjoyment loudly, or to read just loudly or read silently, and then to answer questions in the written one. Okay? To answer written one. Written comprehension. Is it clear? Learning objectives. Let's move on. Okay? So this is the information that you're supposed to have on your lesson plan. We're still carrying on. Okay? Then we're moving on to materials, resources, and materials to be used in the lesson. You're going to choose which ones and also the learning styles. So that we say this is visual, then you choose which one. Visual aid. Out of the visual aids, which one are you going to select? Which one are you going to choose? Visual aids, the photographs, the photos, okay, but please don't just say photos, be specific. Photos showing what? Okay, photos showing what are we looking at? Maybe photos showing the setting of the story. Okay, maybe 2-3 different settings of the story. So photos showing 2 different settings of the story. Of the story, okay? You've understood. That's a visual aid. And then if you're going to do auditory aid, which one are you going to do auditory aid? Maybe you want to be specific, audio book, okay? On a story, okay? On a story about maybe 3 little things, or about Ginger the elephant. Yes?
Ginger, the giraffe.
Yeah, Ginger the giraffe. Ginger the giraffe, okay? So it's an audio on a story about Ginger the giraffe. Where you're going to play it, to be played through a phone, to be played on a laptop. So you're going to say laptop, okay? Play on the laptop. So you're being specific, so that this lesson plan, the idea of this lesson plan is specific and very simple and practical, is to actually enable someone who's not, if you're not there at any point because you're sick, you're not well, or you've had to attend an emergency, someone would be able to pick up your lesson plan and then do the lesson without having to ring you, without having to go to the office to find out how am I going to teach this, where is the work, what did she need by photo, which photos, the book should be there, okay? Yes. So it's very self-explanatory, okay? It explains itself, okay, the lesson plan. Then you could say kinesthetic, what are you choosing, okay? Maybe it's about the Ginger the giraffe, maybe you can bring in, like if it's about the well, right? Trying to look for water. You can bring in a model of water, of a well. And, okay, which is a model of a well, okay, or a picture of a well, okay? Is it clear? Or maybe examples of food that that giraffes eat, grass, leaves, and stuff like that, which leaves. Okay? Then we move on to the activities. They're broken down this way. Learn activity, the time, then time, and then this structure of the lesson, and then teacher activity. They need to correspond, to relate to each other. It needs to be done simultaneously at the same time, or it could be done later. Are you understanding? The teacher reads the story, that's one, while the learners are listening. So as the reading of the story is being done, the learners are, on the other hand, the learners are listening. So you write for, you understand? Yes. Or if it's going to be done at different intervals, when you say intervals, I'm talking of different time rates, okay? Different sessions, different periods, okay? Structure of lesson. Learners activities. Okay, time you might have from 8 o'clock to introductions. So the lessons are structured in this manner. We have an introduction, okay? We have 3 parts to a lesson: introduction, main body. Main body, that's where most of your minutes of the lesson are done, okay? Introduction, 5 to 10 minutes. If it starts going beyond 10 minutes, it's no longer an introduction, okay? Even if the introduction can be 1 minute, 2 minutes, okay? So it's less than 10 minutes is an introduction, is it clear? So it could be 5 minutes, 10 minutes. So you can actually write it in time frame, okay, time slots, or you can write it as minutes. So you can just write 10 minutes. You can do either, okay? Is it clear? Okay? So main body. How many parts? 1, 2, 3, you have 3 activities. So maybe each activity is, because you bear in mind that your lesson is 35 minutes, okay? So we've already, let's put this for 5 minutes. Okay, we've put 10 minutes. So that means out of our 25 minutes, we are left with 25 minutes. Then we use 5 minutes for revision, because there should be a conclusion. There should be a recap, which is the same thing, okay? A summary of the lesson. So you've got 20 minutes. So maybe you might have 5 minutes there, 10 minutes there. Then you might have 5 minutes, another 5 minutes activity, okay? And then the conclusion might be just for 5 minutes, okay? So here it might be from 8:10 or 8:11, right up to, you said it's supposed to be 25 minutes. So 8:11, that's 25 minutes, 36, so 8:36, okay? And then 8:30, 8:36. So you might end up 8:37 to 8:37. So it might be 8:42. These are the main areas, okay? What are they doing? What is the teacher doing? So for example, say go to the photo. So teacher shows photos of the cover of the book, okay? So teacher shows photo, or they call it book illustration, the cover of the story, okay? Teacher shows illustration of the book of a story, okay? What are the learners doing? The learners view it, or the learners see it. Do you view the cover, view the illustration? okay? And predict the story, okay? From the pictures. Is it clear? Shows, so teacher shows illustration of the story and asks learners to predict the story. Is it clear? To predict the story, okay? And learners predict the story, okay? You can do it anyhow, okay? The next. So reduce your, so you see your resources, the resources is being used here in your teacher learning activity, lesson activity. You branch it off and just say lesson activity. Okay? Then in the main body, what are you doing? Maybe teacher reads. So sometimes you can put TR short for teacher, or you can put full name. Okay? Full word. Okay, teacher reads Ginger the elephant story to the whole class. What are the learners doing while the teacher is reading aloud? Learners are listening, yes, good. Learners listen attentively to the story, or just listen to the story. You might just listen to the story, you're not measuring it, okay? You're not measuring the focus and the attentiveness, okay? And then the other thing, then teacher asks, maybe teacher, we're saying audio book. So can you see now it's book, we're saying they're reading. Or you can say learners listen attentively to an audio book. Okay? And then teacher asks questions. They're not reading what the audio book is being played to them. Okay? You've understood. So teacher plays the audio. Audio. Okay. And then also teacher then asks questions. So we have explained the use of the audio. Okay. Teacher shows, and then maybe teacher shows well model. Maybe learners make a model. Okay. Teacher summarizes the lesson. Teacher summarizes the story. Learners answer 3 questions. Okay, and then also you do evaluation, listen evaluation. Okay. Lesson evaluation is made, but you're just giving your opinion of how the story goes. Okay. So most learners were able to listen to the story attentively. Most learners were able to answer the questions. Maybe Matthew and Mary and John were able to do the questions really well. So you also do the names of the students who did well. You also can put a measurement to it. So for example, you could say 75% of the learners were able to do the work, but you then your lesson evaluation should be back to the objectives. So these are objectives. So maybe 65% of the learners were able to identify reasons in the story. Most of the learners read for enjoyment, and maybe 25% of the learners were able to answer questions. Okay? So that means maybe most of the learners were not able to do the answers, many were not able to do the work because they explain why. You can maybe there's a lot of concentration on reading the story. They didn't have time, or didn't have time to. Not a lot of time was spent on written work, so maybe for some work. And then before the lesson plan, there's homework extension. So homework and extension work. Okay, it's and special needs. What are you doing to cater for special needs children? And then the other point I forgot to mention, also before the lesson plan, health and safety, especially for ECD learners. Okay, health and safety. Okay, if it's an audio, you're making sure that the plugs and electrical cords are away from the learners. Okay, and the noise levels are not too high so that it does not affect the children's needs. Okay, yes. So health and safety measures. What are you putting in place to protect the children? And then the lesson objective. You guide the lesson evaluation is done at the end of the lesson. You are just indicating how well the lesson went. Okay? If there are any issues, if there's misunderstanding, if there are issues that were not understood, you can offer remedial. Okay? I think that's the end of the lecture. Sorry, I need to have 8 minutes. I did come in late, so I need to also compensate on my weakness. So just look at the lesson plan. We say that's the template. We'll be examining particular, even if you forget to mention some of the areas, but looking at subtopic, the subject itself, the topic itself, the date, the number of children, and the age of the children. Okay? The number of children. Then the learning aims, the objectives, the resources and materials, the lesson activity, most points will be focused on the structure of the activities that are within the lesson. And then the health and safety measures, the dates, homework and extension, and the lesson evaluation. Okay? Any questions before we end the lecture? No. So, so we have covered quite a lot. So just to sum up, we did look at the goals, the aims of reading. We looked at the learning objectives. We looked at quite a number of learning objectives. Narrating a story, recording a story, reading loudly, reading silently, speaking, scanning, reading intensively, extensively. We also looked at the lesson plan. We looked at the structure of the lesson plan. What sort of things should be there on the lesson plan. Said there should be learning objectives, there should be activities, learners, activities, that there should be a time frame on it, there should be homework, health and safety, and then evaluation of it. Okay? Any questions? No questions. Okay, so next week, I think I'm going to use it as a day to revise. And then the following week will be exams, right? Yes. So go through everything that we've done. Please, if you've got any questions, please jot them down, write them down, come in and ask these questions. We're going to do group work based on the questions, okay, that you have prepared. And please read at least 2 or 3 articles that you can make reference to in the exam. So write the author of an article that you have read and the year. Just the author and article. So you could just say Smith 2023 or 2020 or 2021. Okay? Yes. If it's Malawian article, you just mention Ngwira or Banda. Okay? And then you put the year only. Don't put the name of the book title. It doesn't really matter. And the articles need to be 5 to 10 minutes. Oh, okay, not more than that. Okay, so that's the current information. So I'll see you next week, but bring in questions that we're going to use for revision. Please read an article, 2 or 3 articles we're going to present related on what we have done. Thank you.